Have you ever noticed how spiritual traditions seem to contradict each other? One says meditate every day, another says it doesn't matter. One says realize the Ajna chakra, another says go deeper than the Ajna chakra. One says serve the world with your body and mind. Another says remove your body and mind from the burden of worldly life. One says become a yogi, another says become a bogey. And as they disagree, each one secretly believes they have the best and most exalted way to realize the truth. Some spiritual traditions are so sure they offer the best way, they are ready to fight for their way. They are ready to fight to promote truth and peace. This is a little ridiculous, yes? But one thing all traditions seem to agree on is the dilemma of desire. Humans have a lot of desires, and our desires seem to get us into a lot of trouble. We want money, yummy food, juicy sex, exciting entertainment, supportive friends, a loving family. The list goes on and never seems to stop. So, why is desire a problem? Well, according to most Buddhist teachings, desire binds us to the world. They recognize that for every pleasure we seek, some form of suffering seems to accompany it. For every idol the mind wants to attain, a sacrifice must be offered to attain it. If we are bound by our world of desire, we are cemented to the wheel of samsara, and we will not be free. What is desire? If it is so negative, why do we have it? Should we fulfill our desires or negate them? Should we indulge our urges or transcend them? If you stop and look at it clearly for a moment, you realize that desire facilitates life. Desire is what brought us into human form. Without our parents' desire for each other, we would not be here. If not for our desire to succeed, we would languish in vegetative states. If not for our desire to feed ourselves, we would die before we could live. And because humans all seem to have similar desires, we have created cultures, economies, and political systems that attempt to support the fulfillment of our desires. Obviously, desire is a necessary part of life. Now, many teachings say that desire leads to attachment, and attachment leads to suffering. There is some truth to this. Everyone has experienced how struggle to fulfill desires can end up in frustration, particularly the desires we are personally attached to. If we cannot fulfill our greatest desires, we usually become despondent. Even if we can achieve our greatest desires, we eventually become bored with them. But without some form of attachment, existence could not be experienced. Life depends on attachment. Attachment is a natural way of being. Our body is attached to eating and breathing to survive. We are attached to our children, which enables us to endure the trials of raising them with love. We are attached to sex, not just for the pleasure to be gained, but to continue the species so we can continue the story of life. We are attached to our ideas. These ideas propel us into the adventure defining our story. Our bodies are attached to the intricate chemical and biological processes that grant life as a human. Our Earth is attached to the vast network of forces guiding our solar system, ultimately granting life on Earth's surface. So when does attachment become negative? When it leads to addiction. Attachment is only useful when we are able to detach when the time is needed. If we have a desire that is so great that we cannot live without it, we are in trouble. Then our addiction to this desire will rule our life. So how can we be free when we are such addicted animals? How can we be released from the wheel of samsara when we are addicted to its pleasure? The secret lies in being honest with ourselves. We can try to redirect our desires. We can try to ignore them. We can try to transcend them. But in doing so, we are denying a part of ourselves. And if we deny a part of ourselves, it will continually come back to haunt us. But if we recognize our addictions for what they are, they have a chance to loosen their grip on us. Once we honestly admit their dominance in our lives, we can work with them creatively. We can allow them to push us deeper into the mystery of our being. Instead of fighting the shadows of our addictions, we can dive into the source from where they came, the same source from where everything comes. At the core of creation, we can gently allow our addictions to unfold until they pass back into the nothingness from which they arise.